For listening to msp-waves radio. I am your host, Aggroed. It is currently 11:03 on November 3rd. Today is Dapps of Steem. This is a program meant to go help showcase all the various dApps that are being built and are built on the Steem blockchain. It has been stated by Ned, who is the founder of Steem Inc., that Steem is a blockchain for dApps. And this is a place where we're going to go bring all these dApps together. And consequently, that's one of the major plans for how we're going to grow into the world. And I realized it was kind of hard to find some of these things and find some of these projects and learn about them. And so I wanted to go put this together. msp-waves is part of my Witness project. It is stuff that I work on, trying to go grow the Steem ecosystem, train and retain new members, and of course spread the values of peace, abundance, and liberty. And it's been good to me. I'm currently Witness 5, and I got to say it because that's the highest I've ever been able to say on air. And we are recording. This is for posterity now. I'm stoked. Anyways, really happy to get going here. We're going to go start with Free 999 Enigma and a little website that you may or may not have heard of called Fundition. I'm going to go take, you shouldn't be muted, so you should just be able to unmute yourself. Are you there, Free Enigma?
Hello everyone, I'm glad to be here.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, what I'm going to do, you asked me to go switch over to Fundition. So why don't you give us a quick introduction of who you are, what this project is, and while you do that, I will go pop open your website.
So, I'm the partnership manager at Fundition, and at the same time part of Future Shock team. Not yet the company, but will be the company that is creating Fundition. And I want to spotlight this, that we're gonna announce something in 2 days. Actually, we're gonna release a new app in 2 days. And about Fundition, well, I think it's the best charity, decentralized charity made on crypto. And right now we are focused more on innovation, charity, and education. Those are the three categories that we want to...
Now hold on a second, because you're starting a little bit in the middle, because now we know you're a charity organization, but there's going to be lots of people that are in here that don't know anything about what Fundition is. So can you give us just like the quick background, explain what this project is, explain why somebody would care, what they would use it for? Can you help some of the audience figure out what this site does?
The website is right now made on Steem, and we're promoting crowdfunding. Like, we let people come in, and everyone can make a project on Fundition, even with or without our support. And if we think your project is worth our investment, we will actually support you with votes. And we have like no fees. We don't take any, like other dApps. We have the option to let you be anonymous. Like, you can donate, and no one will find out. And we actually last week we updated the website and made it. We optimized it. We added the PayPal option for people to donate with fiat. What can I say?
No, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, the people want to know, they would need to know that this is a crowdfunding project. Having US dollar compatibility is awesome. Yeah. How many projects have gone up on this thing?
Right now we have like almost 200 projects on Fundition, and until now we focused on getting the projects that are already on Steem to be part of our platform and to raise funds for their projects, and plus charities. We have some as well, and we have around 15 successful projects, like Steemium, if you know, or the one made by the S&D Box with the exhibition. They had it in New York. We have that as well.
So what is the end goal for this? What are you guys hoping to create? What is the biggest problem that you think this thing solves?
Well, the biggest problem, as I said, which is one of our feature, is that there are no fees and with no middleman. We are not staying in the middle. No one is staying in the middle. If you are a backer, you are directly support the founder. We are not intervene in the middle. We are not using. We are not taking care of your money. Like it's not anyway. It's not possible for us to steal your money or block it or anything of like that. Neither for projects. We because it's decentralized, we can stop any project to be on foundation.
I'm going to give each one of these projects about 5 or 10 minutes, so I think we got maybe another 5 minutes here, maybe just a little bit less. But so what makes a good project a good fit for Fundition? Like how if I'm a user and I want to go do a crowdfund, how would I know that this would be a good fit for me and my project?
So you are saying that to create a project or to support a project?
Well, you should answer that for both. If I'm a project creator, why would I use Fundition? Why will this particularly help me? And if I'm a user, why would I go to Fundition? What's the benefit of going to Fundition if I'm a user?
Oh, because we use all the three methods to donate. As a, as a project founder, you would want to have all of the possibilities to raise the funds for your project, like crypto or other cryptos or Steem or fiat, and no crowdfunding has that until now. And as a user, you have the anonymity part, and and like for project funders, besides the all three options to get money for your project, you have the other features that is no delays. You're getting the money right when they were sent. You don't have to wait a month or a week or no. It will be instantly.
Yeah, Kickstarter made us wait for our Steam Monsters crowdfund. We had to wait the entire month, and then we had to make it, and then we had to wait an additional 2 weeks. So it took us about 6 or 7 weeks to be able to get anything. Fundition was instant.
I may be wrong, but I think on Kickstarter you have to wait for your project to be on pending for a while until they verify it.
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty quick, but I've done other projects on Kickstarter, so I'm not sure if that was specific to me or others. But yeah, you got to get it verified and approved and things like that. And we've seen like Hash Rush is a game that was being put on Kickstarter, but because they used crypto and were actually offering like a cryptocurrency as part of it, they were removed from Kickstarter. So they got taken down.
So I think we can all see the benefits of our platform.
So one of the things I'd mention, I'm actually really glad that we started here because Fundition is one of the things that might actually help all the other projects that we're going to talk about today get more funding. And if you guys can create successful Fundition crowdsource campaigns and spend a little bit of time into this, you know, I've watched even some of the mini games. Claiborne has been authoring a game called The Newman, and it's a RPG maker style game, and I've watched him make a couple hundred, if not 1,000 Steem by having been a part of this and already gone on Fundition. So I've watched firsthand, not only have I been able to be successful, that others have, and I'm hoping that many of the people that are in this live on air room who are building these projects, if you need funding, Fundition is a great place to get started.
And as for other features that we have, is one of them is the collaboration and beneficiaries. Like if you have a team and you want to be everything automized, like if you want to give to each one of your members a percent of the fund raised, you can do that from a foundation. You don't have to split it manual or something like that.
All right, I think that's going to be it. Do you have any kind of closing thoughts or anything else you want to share as we as you finish up, or what is it that you want us to leave knowing? Like, if there's only one thing that I know about Fundition, what is it that I need to know?
Well, if you wanna start on a foundation, a project, you can always contact me and our support team for advisings, and you can get on foundation.io fund program. I leave a link. You can see there all the requirements for you to get supported by us. And more than that, yeah, we are really excited right now because we work hard in the last month and in the last days especially, not sleeping too much, for the new app that we'll release as feature track.
All right.
And and the last thing I want to say that is hope to see you all at Steemfest.
Yeah, it should be awesome. Can you do me another favor and also put in your Discord link so that if people want to communicate with you through Discord, we can do that as well?
Oh, okay. Our Discord channel for Foundation, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. There it is.
All right.
So, yep, we are 24 hours available to talk.
Well, I appreciate your time, Free Enigma. Thanks for coming on Dapps of Steem and sharing with us what you've been building.
Thank you for your invitation, and hope you're gonna have a nice day.
Yeah, it should be. Look at all these people that are building apps. There's a ton of them. All right, let's go. McFarhat, are you there? You are muted for yourself. Please unmute yourself. Hopefully you're there. McFarhat. Yeah, McFarhat, can you say hello?
Hello?
Hey, I can hear you now. How are things?
Perfect. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Is there a website you would like me to display? Should we just be having this conversation, or do you want me to show?
No, definitely.
All right.
I'll give you the link. There you go.
Perfect.
This one. So this is activate.io. Well, first of all, really thank you. This is an amazing idea, just to gather up all those Dapps of Steem. This is a fantastic idea to get people to know more about what's going on and the whereabouts of all the different dApps, which I believe, and I think everyone agrees that dApps are really the future for the growth of the Steem blockchain. So yeah, where do you want us to start, Aggroed?
Well, why don't you tell us what ActiveFit is? What is it that I'm doing here? Why would I be here? And what's the just really try to succinctly explain the benefits to somebody that, assuming that your audience knows nothing. They haven't been to your website. They haven't heard of ActiveFit. Just give me the basics. Why would I go here? What do I get from doing this?
Awesome. Okay, so let me give you a quick, brief history about why we have ActiveFit and what ActiveFit is. So I created ActiveFit around 4 months ago based on a personal need. I'm someone who really loves sports, loves being on the move, loves living healthy, and who doesn't? We just really want to live a happy life and be active and be able to sustain a healthy and long life. And the problem with our lifestyle is that we rarely do that. We're just sitting behind desks, we're coding, we're calling customers, we're doing support activities, we're doing all sorts of things, just sitting around in the office, and then we go back home and we just sit and sleep, and that's all there is. It's really a terrible lifestyle that we're living, and this is where ActiveFit comes in. I really wanted to find ways to incentivize people and motivate them to move more and to live healthier. And I think with the concept of Steem and the reward of Steem and the crypto, this can be a motivational tool for people to earn tokens for just moving and being active and living healthier.
So how do I earn tokens with this? It's a fitness tracker. How does that translate into earning money through fitness tracking?
Fantastic. So we created a mobile app for both Android and iOS versions, which utilizes the built-in sensors of the mobiles to track your steps or the activity you're doing throughout the day. And we followed recommendations for health professionals that say to get the most and the best health benefit, you need to reach 10,000 activity per day. So what we did was to come up with some formula to say, okay, to reward someone, they need to have a bare minimum of 5,000 activity per day, and to get the maximum, they need to get to the 10,000 activity per day. That was on our first version of the ActiveFit app, and then we came up with a V2 reward system where we included lots of additional factors to reward the person. So in addition to this activity you're doing throughout the day, and after you submit your post to the Steem blockchain, there's also different components such as the quality of your content, the interaction of the community with your post, the upvotes, the comments, the moderator team, the ActiveFit moderation team review whether they approve or not quite happy with your report, your rank in terms of the ActiveFit app. So we came up with our own ranking system, which relies on how much active you have been so far, your levels of activity throughout the last 10 days, how much delegation you have put into the project and to the success of the project, and the total of AFIT tokens, which is our token that you have accumulated so far.
Where can I see those tokens? Is that living? Is that an ERC20? Did you build that on a side chain? Is it just custom JSON? Where is that living?
Yeah, actually, the AFIT tokens are being stored on the Steem blockchain as JSON metadata, but also they are stored on our own servers on that database. We have 3 replica databases storing all the tokens, and they are accessible via the activefit.io website as well as through the app. So anyone who wants to check their current token balance, they can either check the app if they're actively using it, or if they're just delegators, they can check the website activefit.io and they can check their balance.
So how many people are on this team? It seems like I keep seeing ActiveFit everywhere. So do you have an army of 8 million people? You guys have done a nice job spreading the word.
Probably 8.5 million. No kidding. Yeah, well, I mean, it has grown quite quickly, and we're really excited with the growth we have done. I mean, we started with 4, 5, 10 reports per day. Now we get around 350 reports that we're rewarding on a daily basis. So it has been growing quite massively. The SP delegation has been growing. We're now at around 165,000 SP in our account. Delegators are earning tons of AFIT tokens as well as weekly Steem beneficiary rewards. The ActiveFitters themselves are also earning the AFIT tokens on a daily basis whenever they submit reports. So yeah, and we have a few moderators, amazing guys who are really helping us. Like Cape Ready is one of them, Katerina Ram, Alpha Mano, Chioto. I have like 8 or 9 moderators who are really helping. We have a few ambassadors, Flowy, Rosa Travels, Taskmaster for 450 is an amazing guy. So yeah, there's a lot of great support from the community, and I'm really humbled by all of it.
All right, so we have maybe 1 or 2 minutes left. Maybe my clocks are on different times. It's a little frustrating. But let's go. We can get give me a couple minutes of just what do you want people to know? Like when they think about ActiveFit, why do you think this is so important for them? Why should users sign up? What's the main thing that you want to leave this audience of both creators, users, and people that are interested in dApps? What do you, if there's one thing that they need to know, it's what?
Yeah, I mean, the core value of ActiveFit really is changing lives. And I've personally been seeing this day in and day out. I mean, it's heartwarming to really be able to reach out to people who just need to move and don't have the motive to do that. People who were suffering from different diseases, from sickness, and just because they just don't have the motive to move and to be active, to go to the gym, to walk their dog, to just do any simple activity within the day. And with the incentive of earning tokens and getting Steem upvotes, this is changing the perspective of people to just, okay, let's go ahead, let's open the dApp, let's open ActiveIt, and let's track our activity. ActiveIt really has the potential to grow massively. I mean, it has, I believe personally, it has tons of benefits to the Steem blockchain. I mean, look at fitness trackers all around. Check Fitbit. Like, for example, Fitbit has over 25 million users. And we have plans to integrate with different wearables, including Fitbit, Apple iWatch, Samsung watches, and all these different wearables. So the potential for the fitness industry and the growth for ActiveIt, we see it as huge. And this is where we really want to be able to grow ActiveIt and to target the masses. So yeah, that's I think few thoughts just to give the people. And by the way, we recently even started our own witness for ActiveIt. I mean, I think most of the guys here will agree. I mean, the concept of Dapps of Steem is really a potential leadership for the Steem blockchain to change and grow the blockchain even further. And my vision is that the Dapps of Steem need to be among the witnesses. They are a base for this growth, and they should be among the decision makers of the growth of Steem, how it should go, and the direction it should move to. That's one of the reasons we really want to be a part of the witness, and this is why we started our own witness recently.
Rock on. Is it just the @ActiveIt witness, or is it something different?
Correct. It's ActiveIt, purely active.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming on. We got a whole bunch of folks that want to talk about their projects and their visions too, but this one has been doing great, and it's so wonderful to see. And, you know, I think you guys have done a really nice job of incentivizing posting about your app. And I think that that's one of the synergies that lives in the Steem blockchain, as this sort of like social media thing with the dApp layer. You know, the fact that we're all publishing into the same common space. And when you figure out a way to reward that, just the speed with which you can expand into a community is fantastic. And I think you guys have done a very nice job with that.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Aggroed, thank you very much. That was a fantastic opportunity, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Much success. I'm glad to see this thing going, and I can't wait to keep seeing more and more of integrations with the existing trackers, because who knows, like I'd love to start seeing how ActiveIt not only pulls people out of the existing Steem user base, but if you guys start pulling people from the fitness community into Steem, that's going to be huge for this whole platform, and part of why I get excited supporting all these different projects.
Yeah, and that's really our plan. I mean, we've been piling up on those discounted account claims, but I mean, RSP doesn't give us too much claims per day. We get like 7 or 8, so we have around 200 so far. But I mean, we're going to keep doing that, and we're going to come up with innovative ways to be able to onboard people. I mean, we're taking it slowly, but we need to get there in the upcoming phases, and expect great surprises from our side.
Have you heard of Keychain? Did you see that?
I think not.
All right. So Yaba P. Matt released a Steem Keychain, and it's on his wall. And if you go check that out, it's a Chrome extension. You know, I hope that you guys put that into your radar of putting that in here, especially if you're going to attract normies to the Steem ecosystem. Making it so that they're not putting keys into this platform, I think is actually a pretty major deal. So feel free to talk to Matt, and hopefully you guys can integrate that later, because I think that would be a good fit for both.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was McFarhat and ActiveIt. So if you guys are, whether or not you're active or not, if you're not active and feel like a little bit of motivation will help you, certainly go check it out. And if you are active and you're not currently getting rewarded for it, you know, get your butt in the gear and go get some money for doing all the things that you're doing. So, all right, next up, we have I think it's Stable Owl is how I pronounce this. Owl, are you there? Let me make sure I didn't mute you myself. Nope. So you muted yourself. If you can unmute, and then we can give this a shot. Although it looks like Menno just pulled him into the waiting room. Menno's doing funky things. All right, Stable, you there?
Hello? Yes,
Hey.
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. How are things?
Oh, very good. Very good, very good.
Do you have a website you'd like me to go to?
Yes, so our website is www.steemgg.com. So this is currently, I think, still the first blockchain-based game distribution platform. I'll just talk a bit about our team first. We're a very small team, and except for myself, which I'm not a technical person, so it's mainly just social coordinator. The rest of the team have independent game development backgrounds, so they understand that game development could be hard. And really, the initial idea of this project is to create a platform based on the Steem blockchain where we could use upvote as an alternative way to encourage game developers.
Yeah, and I can't wait when SMTs get here. Not only can you guys sort of incentivize everybody, but each one of these games could have their own currency, and all of those currencies could be interacting on the Steem blockchain. Like I'm already sold on how games are going to help us, right? I built Steem Monsters, and I see Steem Monsters games on your thing. This is exciting to me.
Yes. I think gaming on the blockchain is very exciting too, and so as I said, we started out thinking that we'll create a platform for these game developers, but really after we've launched our platform and talking to all of the gamers and the developers that come to our platform, we realized that our vision has kind of expanded. We think that this is not enough. So really, what the end goal here is to trying to make a not just a platform for example right now, which is just HTML5 games, but really like a complete blockchain solution that allows game developers to build, distribute, and earn on Steem, as well as for gamers to come and play, trade, and also get rewarded. Everything on the Steem blockchain.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. The more that we can figure out ways to help everybody along this chain, because we're going to have the players, we're going to have the game itself, we're going to have the developers. And actually, another thought that I put in here for you is that if you're collecting all these different games and everybody's coming here to go put the games and do the other parts, getting some kind of market on here so that, I'm able to go get items in one game and then I could sell them and then buy items at a different game. If everybody's already coming here, it seems like having a generalized market would actually work really well for you.
That's right. So we're hoping to make something like that. So what we're concentrating on right now is in order for us to do that, we really need to basically create a centralized tool where game developers can come in, use our tool, create whatever games they want, and within this SDK they could create items which can be sold on the platform, and then or a market on the platform. And then the users can basically come in and trade assets from one game to another, or hopefully when the SMT comes out, we'll make something like that where there's a common. The SMT would be a common currency where gamers could probably earn through playing different games, and then they could earn it through buying and selling item and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna put out another game jam here shortly. So when we first did this and I was looking at this, I'm like, oh, there's only 1 or 2 games, and now I'm seeing like 12 to 15 games. How many games are on the platform already?
Yes, I think around 20-ish. The thing is, browser games right now, I guess, is still not as popular as for example, mobile games. And I feel like this is one of the shortfalls of our platform right now. Is initially we want to keep things simple, get things going, and just get the HTML5 browser compatibility out. But definitely, we in our roadmap, we really want to get the mobile compatibility running, so that these games can actually get to more people.
Yeah, I'm totally convinced that gaming, which as an industry is twice as big as, say, the movie industry, has everything it needs to help pull people into the blockchain space. And I'm excited for a website like this to keep getting populated and find more games and find more game devs. And when Steam Monsters is going to do the next game jam, and obviously we are going to, like we did in the first one, try to get people to make games and put them here. That would be super exciting to me.
It will be. I think Steam is perfect for games on blockchain. So most of the current games on blockchain right now, I think that there are two main problems. One is, especially the ones built on Ethereum, is just too slow. The transactions too slow. It's too expensive. And if you build a game that is based on these transactions, no one's just going to play. The gameplay is too slow. But I think the most important or the most major problem I see is that most of the games out there are not really designed for playing. Like you know what I mean? Like for example, Crypto Kittens. Is designed for people seeing it as a crypto asset, and so people buy into it. Or if you look at, for example, EOS on the platform, it's just all gambling games. It's all about trying to get rich or trying to get get as much from your users, which is not what it's supposed to be. So really, our goal is to say, if we could create games on the blockchain that can actually be fun and playable, and people like to play it, that's how we can get into the mainstream, rather than just having people who are interested in crypto playing our games. And I think Steam is perfect for it, because Steam has real communities here. Like people might have joined Steam for wanting to get rich, but a lot of them stay, me included, because of the friends they made here, because of the community, because of the fun of interacting with real people. And as you said, I think Steam Monster has been a great success in that it's one of the first games on blockchain out there that people want to play because of the gameplay, not just because they're earning money from it. And that is the way how we can bring gamers onto the Steam blockchain. And if we could get this happening, this SDK where we could get developers just to build games on Steam, then we'll have a large influx of gamers coming to the blockchain, which would be fantastic.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get one or two more questions in here. What the Real Wolf asked, what is the biggest obstacle that you have? And then I'll have a closing question for you. Right now, I guess I see that there's two obstacles. One is that of all that I said, this is quite ambitious, and we have a small team. So basically juggling that and trying to get things out in time would be a major issue. The other really is trying to retain the community, or having the community started out. So for example, right now, it's a bit unfortunate that we can't financially support what we would hope to achieve. As in, what we'll hope to achieve is that, or at least initially, that game developers can come in, they post their game, and then they get rewarded for upvote. But unfortunately, the reality is we don't have the SP to give them what they want. So that I think as starting out, that would be a major problem for us. But hopefully, once we build more functionalities in, we start to attract developers and gamers for other reasons than the upvotes, and then starting to build the community up that way. But then obviously, if people can, if we can get delegations, that's all the more fantastic, I guess. All right, so hit me. What is the last thing that you want somebody to walk away from knowing about steamgg.com? Why should a user go here? Why should a developer build here? Like, what should I take away now that I know about this?
I would say that Steam GG would give a unique opportunity for game developers and gamers to play and or make games, play and get rewarded in an alternative or innovative way through the Steem blockchain. And if you're interested in making a game on the Steem blockchain, just hit me up on Discord or something. And once we get the first version of the SDK out, which hopefully is the first quarter next year, we would be looking for developers who would like to get their hands dirty and try making games on our platform.
All right. Do you guys have your own Discord group?
Yes, I do. I will post it up.
Please
if
do.
I could figure this out.
All right. Well, that was Stable Owl, and this was SteamGG.com. You guys are listening to msp-waves radio. I am your host, Aggroed, currently Witness 5 on the Steem blockchain, and smug as hell about it, because it's been a year-long fight to get there, and that's the highest I've ever been on public radio. All right, so moving right along, let's go have a conversation with Deranged Visions, and I think it's Kaliju is how I say that. So let's go. I want to make sure neither of you are muted, in case you were the server talkers earlier. And hey guys, welcome to msp-waves radio and Dapps of Steem. Can you tell me if there's a website you'd like me to have on air as I'm recording this?
So we've got 2 different posts that we've made for the project. It's called D-Stores. It's decentralized shopping through open reward systems. And I'm going to let Kaliju go into the nitty-gritty on what D-Stores actually is. Kaliju, your mic working?
Yes, it is. Aggroed. It's a real pleasure to be here. This is my first time on the msp-waves, joining in on your Steem Dapps program. And, after hearing about Fundition here, Steam GG, as well as ActiveFit, I feel like we're all big family here. And it's a really nice feeling that I'm having right now. So thanks for having us. First and foremost, guys.
Yeah, my pleasure. I want to support you all. So, tell me about D-Stores. Is there a website that I should go to? What are we? It's an online store. I think I still need some more help understanding what the project is.
Okay, so this is exactly what we're here to talk about tonight. This morning or this day, depending on where you are. But I'm going to use the explain like I'm 5 language here and simply say that these stores will be the first e-commerce solution built on top of Steem blockchain that would allow you to set up your own customizable Shopify-like store on the Steem blockchain, through which you can sell things, initiate auctions, give away stuff, as well as have an Airbnb-like experience listing for clients and your customers worldwide. And what we're trying to do here is, the grand vision of it all is to have a borderless world, and we believe that the Steem blockchain is the perfect solution to have something like this for ourselves here, because we can open up international peer-to-peer trade between different parties and countries where, shipping fees can be a big pain in the butt for people to transact and initiate these kind of trades. But with the Steem blockchain, I think, and the DPoS mechanism, we will be able to reward people loyalty points, and you can think of it as those upvotes that we're having right now on the Steem blockchain, that people can eventually put towards their costs of operations, such as shipping fees and stuff like that. So you're eliminating or completely eradicating the problem that exists today with services like Amazon or eBay. But in a nutshell, yeah, you will now be able to have your own customizable store to sell things through. There you go.
So if I can be can provide just one little extra thought here, my hope is that you guys figure out a way to make it decentralized. So that anybody can use sort of your procedure, your protocol to go put all the information on the chain and then figure out a way to help everybody like make their particular store. Like I keep thinking that if Amazon, like how do we make a decentralized Amazon? Because if we could do that decentralized and have all of the items listed and everything out there, and then your store is really about your niche and your expertise and your ability to help. I think that would be extremely disruptive to one of the biggest and in many ways one of the more evil kind of mega entities that are out there. So that's my just hearing this, I'm getting super excited. I can't wait for stores like Steem Monsters is going to have some physical swag soon, and it's been a question of how do we sell this, where do we sell it, why do we sell it that way, and having a store would be so helpful to us. But then I'm already saying I want more than what you're describing. I want it to be decentralized so that there's no one entity, no one store, no one server that could disrupt our blockchain disruption.
So the whole thing is built on Steemit. When you create your store, you actually sign in through Steem Connect, and everything's built on the Steem blockchain.
Right. So this is a perfect time to talk about these things. And Aggroed, like you mentioned, the potential is definitely there. And I think I have three things to talk about today at this time. And one of them being is that to differentiate ourselves from Amazon. People come along and they've asked me this question: how are you different from Amazon or eBay or similar things like that, Shopify? And these three things that come to my mind are always about, first, you have complete ownership over your store. So in terms of branding and putting yourself out there, and if you're already established, we'd like to actually see more people come in onto the platform and from other places like Amazon. I'm not saying that they have to leave the places where they already conduct their business, but it'd be also nice to have their presence here. Because first of all, you get your complete customization of a store, so you're putting yourself out there first. You're not going to hear about these stores, this and that. It's all about you as a person, you as a brand, you as your company, whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that's one of the things. The second is that we have an encrypted chat messaging system right on the website through which you can communicate to vendors, merchants, and buyer-seller relationship can be built through that, which Amazon will never offer. They don't want people talking to one another. So we're looking at a model here that basically spells out barter. Like you guys can negotiate and settle on the price that you're both comfortable on. So it creates a lot of opportunity for people to participate in these economic activities in very creative, personal ways, engaging ways. So that's number two. And number three, I think it's, it being decentralized, meaning that we're keeping all of the transactions, all of the actions recorded on the blockchain for total transparency. But I must say it's a hybrid system because we had to think about our own custom database implementations to keep records of, for example, if you'd like to change your store name, you're able to do that. So that's not really a decentralized aspect of it. It's not recorded on the blockchain. It's using our servers to perform those actions. But other than that, you're looking at a completely transparent peer-to-peer trading experience on the Steem blockchain. And Steem, like I mentioned in my post earlier that I published today, it's all about being able to, position yourself in the most transparent and reliable way so that customers, when they see it, they can see things about you that would make them want to trust you and perform actions like, transactions and business with you. And I think we have those advantages here that the Steem blockchain gives us.
Well, go for it.
One of the exciting features about the whole D-Stores initiative is that it's going to give extra utility to Steem and SBD, and we're going to take Steem itself from the blogging platform to the business platform and move it towards a more professional level that I feel that it should be. And this is a way to get like mass adoption to the Steem network. And that's one of the things that we're like really excited about, is for the possibility to get just people all over the world involved with the Steem blockchain that aren't necessarily bloggers or people that want to put work into posting every day, but they can be entrepreneurs or business owners that come and they own a business on a blockchain, and that's how they make their living here, and we feel that's just going to be huge.
Yeah, that's certainly. You know, the first time that I heard Ned say we are a blockchain for dApps, I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? We are a blogging community. Like, dApps isn't on the radar. Nobody's talking about dApps. And I couldn't have thought he was crazier at the time. And I think I caught one of the very first references of him saying that. And it took me a while to figure out what the hell he was talking about. And then after I heard that vision and it settled for a little bit, I was like, holy shit, this guy might not know how to communicate the most effectively of all the people I've met, but he's got a pretty amazing vision for this place that I very strongly support. And, you know, if he hadn't have said that, I wouldn't have even tried to make Steem Monsters, but I think like that vision is a good one. And I think you are right that if we get this to be a blockchain for businesses, that you know, the blogging community is just X big. The business community is like 10 trillion X big. And I feel like we will all moon faster, better, and get to the promised land if, you know, we really do what you're doing and talk about how do we make this a blockchain for business. And, you know, we have the community, we have development that's happening here. We have a lot of the pieces for that.
And I don't think it's even been said that how, like, we're going to use the reward pool to help mitigate or possibly even eliminate the shipping costs for the actual transactions. And that's going to be one of the big things for this project, is like the delegated SP for the D-Stores account is going to be used to upvote the sellers to use the reward pool in a more meaningful way to make it to where it's possible for like worldwide transactions to happen. And so it's going to empower people in like poverty-stricken countries to be able to actually become entrepreneurs and make a living off of cryptocurrency. And like the possibilities for people all over the world to thrive are just, it's unimaginable, like the work that can be done with D-Stores and for people everywhere.
All right. Well, I think you have time for one more response. Just what do you want us to walk away from? If there's a single thing that we need to know, and what is the primary benefit to me as a user, somebody that's a purchaser? What is the primary benefit to me as a seller? Hit me with that sentiment so that I know what I should walk away feeling.
I'll let Callie answer that, but I'll be at Steemfest presenting this as well. I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah. So I think, if you're looking at places that we talked about prior to this, not looking at them as competitors, but like, alternatives like Amazon, eBay and stuff, other decentralized marketplace solutions that exist today, such as Block Market, For Marketplace, Bitcoin Superstore, et cetera, is that none of them have the advantage of what the Steem blockchain offers us, is to reward people. If I had to explain this to my grandma or my mother, she's a painter, and I asked her, would you like to sell your paintings in a way where you still get away with some sort of like monetary value, even if you don't pull through the sale? She asked me this one question. She's like, will people be able to pay with credit cards? Because she's not big into crypto and stuff. And I said, yes, we will have that integration. So you're thinking of the reward pool distribution mechanisms here as a loyalty points that you get awarded with for participating in any economic activity on these stores. So you're just carrying on. You're conducting your business as you would, but suddenly you're getting crypto rewards, and these stores is now acting as a bridge to attract people and help them learn about the Steem ecosystem and what's possible. And I think as a user or a shopper, buyer, or a seller, you can look at it in ways that you can provide products that are significantly cheaper now. You can sell used merchandise. You can sell things that are not allowed on Amazon, like gold. We have a lot of coin stackers out here, like gold, silver, community, and things like that. Now they have an outlet to fully express their passion for the things that they're involved with, and sell that merchandise and establish their brands and be rewarded for those activities. And I think, you can apply those rewards towards things like shipping costs and stuff like that. So it opens up an opportunity for people to be able to transact with one another internationally using fiat gateways as well as crypto. So you'll be able to accept all sorts of cryptocurrency with Steem leading the way.
Rock on. All right. Well, that was D-Stores, brought to you by Deranged Vision and Caliju. You're listening to msp-waves radio. It's almost the top of the hour here, so we have about 1 hour left. I think we still have another, somewhere between 5 and 10 projects to go. So we're going to keep moving here. Thank you both for coming on air. I'm going to bring you both to the main channel, so it's a little bit easier to see who's all in here. Next up, we're going to do HR1. Then we're going to do Frederica, and then either Kernicki or Cryptoctopus. So let me go write this down real quick. We're going to do, what the hell did I just say? Frederica. Oh no, this is live radio, people. This is the exciting part where I'm just writing notes. Frederica, and I think Cryptoctopus is going to be next. Cryptoctopus. All right, so hopefully you guys are hearing that. You guys are on deck. So HR1, please unmute yourself. I wasn't the one that muted you. And can you say hello?
Hello.
How's it going? You're a little bit echoey. Try that one more time, or maybe move back from the mic a little bit.
Do you hear me?
I do hear. Oh, I think it's just the room you're in. The room you're in is like are you in a big empty space or something?
Well, not that much, but well, is it really bad or?
I think I'm okay. All right.
Okay.
So
I'm here as a developer of Steve, and I'm here with another developer, More.
Hi.
Should I bring Void on here as well? Or is he just listening?
Well, yeah, he's just listening.
Okay. Is there a website I should be going to right now?
Yeah. Try steve.app with a double E, obviously.
All right, let's see. Yep, welcome to Steve, an advanced Steam web interface. Rock on. So tell me, what is Steve and what am I doing with this thing?
Well, what we are doing is an advanced interface to Steem blockchain. So what it should basically do is give you personalized recommendations of posts you might like.
So how do you do that? Why would I do that? So now I understand technically what it does. Like why don't I just go to my followers? What's the draw of having Steve? What is the help or what is the benefit that it provides to me?
Well, all three of us have been on Steam for like quite a long time. And what we always missed was some easy way to explore new content. Otherwise, then scroll through new created where there's just full of junk, or seeing the trending posts, which are already discovered and they don't change so often. So it would be some recommendation system which would just figure out our taste and then recommend us posts according to it. And nobody did it. So we waited, and after a few years, we were like, okay, let's try to develop it ourselves.
So this feels like a little bit of like Pandora to me, right? Like Pandora knows my taste in music, and now it can go give me recommendations of songs I might like to hear. Steve is sort of the blogging equivalent of that, or the Steam blogging equivalent of that, where it knows my taste in articles and it gives me some suggestions.
Yeah, it sounds like it is similar, although I'm not familiar with Pandora. But we basically look at the history of what a user liked, what kind of posts, and we try to find more of these and suggest it to the user.
So what is it basing that decision on? How is it? Am I putting in search terms? Is it looking at what I read in the past or upvoted in the past? What is it looking at to determine what it thinks that I will like next?
Right now, we are looking mainly at what a user has liked in the past, or at the followings of the user. But we are working on enlarging the aspects, because we know that with voting, people sometimes just don't really vote so often, or vote with some trails. We actually have quite a lot of work with filtering trails and bitbots, because we are trying to use as clean votes as possible, but I think HR could explain it a bit better.
Yeah, that's one thing we realized, that when we want to give like the best recommendations to people, then we need to find the real preferences. And we found out that on Steam, it's something different on what people vote and what people actually like to read.
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, because certainly this platform enables content discovery, but it's also about people discovery and community discovery. So oftentimes, you know, this is part of why shitposts can make so much money, is that you're not really upvoting the shitpost so much as upvoting that person. So what is this have you guys gotten to the end? You already built the project, it's done and 100% complete, or what's the vision? Where do you think that this thing is going? And how one of the best parts about Dapps in general is that it pulls other people into our Steem community. Are there ways that you think that this thing can turn into attracting users from outside of Steem to come into Steem?
That's a good question. Well, about the plans, I think we just started. We launched the alpha version like a month ago, and we moved to beta this Wednesday. So I think the project is just starting. We are just gaining new users, and we'll see how it goes. Regarding the question, if we can attract users outside of Steem, right now the target group for us is existing users, because then we can use their history, and we can use it for the suggestions. But in the future, we would really love to like expand outside of Steem, and if we learn to identify like the best posts of Steem, then it should be probably interesting also for people outside of Steem.
Well, rock on. Give me the one last thing that you think people should walk away hearing. It sounds like this is primarily for readers, and why should that reader use the Steem app more than any other reason? What's the biggest benefit that you're going to provide them?
We hope that we can provide to current Steem users or Steem people better readers experience, like more interesting posts to read, actually a bit more real posts to read, not only hyped posts through bitbots. We know that they have part in the Steem community, it's difficult, but we also think that the quality doesn't really correlate with the payout, so we are trying to offer users like the real quality. That's what we are looking for.
Sounds awesome. Thank you both, guys. I appreciate you being on air with us today to tell us about Steve. If you are looking to find some additional high quality, though not necessarily bid-botted content, it sounds like HR1, their partner whose name I didn't catch, and Void might be more. They might all be able to help you. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on air, and looking forward to seeing how Steve goes.
And I'll post links to our Discord channel and to our app. Thanks.
Sounds good. All right. Next up, I have Frederica. Fred, are you there?
Hello. Can you hear me well? I
can hear you great. How are things?
It's all good. All good. It's different time zones, so I can relate to Paula, who arrived late, but I was there, and it's been good to listening to the other Dapps.
Perfect. Can you? What website should I be heading to right now?
I think the most relevant is just our page in the WordPress plugin store. I can link it in the chat, which is basically wordpress.org/plugins/Steempress, where you can see general information about Steempress, and also where potential users would go to find and download the product that we have.
So now I know where to go, and it looks like it's a WordPress thing. What does WordPress have to go do with Steem? Why is it called Steempress? What does this thing do? How does it interact with the blockchain? And how does it interact with WordPress? What is this?
All right, so Steempress is a WordPress plugin. So it's a plugin or something that you have to have a WordPress blog to use, but it then connects your blog to the Steem blockchain, meaning that the content that you put on your WordPress blog, if you have Steempress on and you tick it for that individual post, will also get published to the Steem blockchain, where we will then automatically convert some of the files to make it more suitable for the types of front ends, such as steemit.com, that display content stored on the blockchain. And until this week, it also takes Steem features and brings them back to your blog, so that on your blog that might have whatever name you have for your website, you can have a comment section that displays the pending rewards on your posts, the numbers of upvotes you've gotten, and all the comments that you get from Steem. So basically it synchronizes the steemit.com or bussy.org or Steam-based article or post and its engagement with your website. So the whole idea here is that people who browse content who arrive on your website can engage with people that are engaging with your content through multiple front ends without necessarily having to think about which one it is. So that's really Steempress in a nutshell. It's bringing your blog to the blockchain whilst also taking the blockchain back to your blog. Now, I'll just answer that question real quick. We have 15% benefactor rewards, but we have a good amount of voting power to compensate users that are quality.
So it looks like you guys have over 2,000 active installations of this. Do you know how many websites are currently running Steempress? And I get excited about this project in particular because this one feels like it's starting to infiltrate other areas. And that's really what I think the Steem ecosystem needs. And part of what's so exciting about these dApps is the ability to bring, you know, like we could either build everything from scratch and build up the whole community and get all this stuff here, or we could integrate into the workflow that other people are already doing and then get the benefit of their user base. There's already like 1 million stores with 1 million comment sections. Like the more that you can get this thing infiltrated into those, the more that we are going to bring their user base into Steem. And that answers the question of when moon.
Exactly. Let me first answer the first question, which was about the number of users. We just passed 3,000 Steem accounts that have a WordPress, Steempress blog. So I don't know exactly how the WordPress site displays or counts the 2,000 active installations. I guess that takes away some that haven't updated it recently or something like that. But we're at just over 3,000 users.
That's fantastic. Nice job.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we've been quite high on the when you list through what app or dApp does new posts to Steem come. I think we've usually been up tied with bussy.org for second highest number after, of course, steemit.com as a source for where posts come from. But to your second point there, which is one that I fully agree with, I think providing a value-adding product to existing products is very key here, because Steem should not just be this alternative to YouTube, alternative to SoundCloud, alternative to whatever it is. You often heard when the first dApps came along that we are the Twitch on Steem or whatever, because then you create this independent thing that, all right, it can potentially take over a huge market, but you have all the jobs still ahead of you of marketing it, of educating people of what it is and all that. And while I don't want to discourage people from doing that because it's also great, then I think there's a huge potential in infiltrating, as you said, existing areas and saying that, hey, Steem can complement this. So when I look at what Steempress is right now since our update, I kind of think that we can be a competitor to a product like Discus that some of you might have seen. That's a login for different forums or different websites to participate in comments, where basically when you arrive at a web page that you might not think of as a crypto related web page at all, you suddenly see that if you want to go in and comment, you need the Steem account. And you see that the other people that have a Steem account and are writing comments are maybe earning a cent or two or maybe $1 on their constructive comments. You're like, hey, I'm spending hours every day in comment sections and I want to get paid too. I want to create this Steem account, and voila, there's a login with Steem or register to get a Steem account directly now on the WordPress blogs of our users, where people will be redirected to sign up, get their Steem account and get going. So I think it can be like a gateway to get more people on board.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of hope just based off of what I've seen so far. I mean, I with sometimes the question is how big of a market have you addressed, and the WordPress market is freaking gigantic. So I remember almost 2 years ago talking to people being like, what we need is a freaking WordPress interface that'll help, and like 2 months after that it existed. And it's that kind of like entrepreneurship that lives in this Steem blockchain that gets me pretty amped about this thing of like, we're really in the incubation, really at the beginning phase of this. As all of these separate entities start gaining more traction, it adds to the ecosystem, which helps all of us, which goes back to that question of when moon. So what's
the cool thing, just to go address that in 1 minute. I think the really cool thing about Steem is that it may only take one dApp to succeed for the whole platform to follow. Because once you get one dApp that really grabs media attention, really gets a lot of hype around it, really gets the network effect going with people sharing about it, and starts attracting it, suddenly they're all in our playground. They all have a Steem account. The barrier to get them to also install this other app is so much smaller because they already have an account. They don't need to go through that initial high barrier of entry of trusting to create these keys and get all of this up and going. So
well, that's part
I'm
of
very
why
positive about that.
That's part of why Matt, I, and StudKev developed Steem Keychain, because we want it so that you plug in your keys into one kind of MetaMask, and then you're able to use them in all of these different apps. You never have to plug them in. You're safe and secure, and now you can like interface with all of these things seamlessly, which gets back to your point of we're all tied to this. And as I've said for almost like 2 years now, we all go to the same moon. Though we're all in the same community, we all benefit, and I'm just excited about your project because I really feel like it's one of the most promising that's out there to keep pushing us further and further into the life of normies and start dragging them into here. So what's the vision? Where does this thing stop, or what are you going to call success? When do you know that like Steempress has made it and you have been successful is when X happens?
When all content creators are empowered by the Steem blockchain to monetize their content and to incentivize the type of engagement they want to see around their content. I think that's the big vision. So, and of course all content creators, is, as has been mentioned in chat here a few times, with regards to WordPress, hundreds of millions of people, or at least 60-70 million websites. So I think that's the big goal, is to take the full potential of what Steem can be as a value-adding tool for these websites, and deliver a product that can maximize that utility for the user, and of course, as a result, get them to use it.
All right. I think my last question is going to be, what help do you need? How can we help you kind of help all of us moon? What do you need more than anything else these days to kind of help spread the Steempress word around?
Right. So we just made a very big update post 4 days ago. You can check it out on the Steempress account on Steemit. And we will also be present at Steemfest to share all of these updates. And so right now it's just, okay, we built this product that we launched now a few days ago that we think is the first version of Steempress that's really ready to be marketed. So now we just want to learn as quickly as possible from our users, how can this be even better? What are the small tweaks that we can make to make it even better for the first type of users? And then just any help we can get in spreading the word, making small but okay looking promotion videos, or whatever it is that creators on Steemit are capable of doing, because I know that there's so much talent in animations, in design, and I'll be happy. So anyone that is happy to see or encourage other Steemians to create and share small little promotional things, and then curate that because they like to see that people are helping spread the words of Dapps. That's probably the best thing that would be most helpful and most feasible right now.
Well, rock on. I'll be in Poland in just a couple days, and I can't wait to meet you and hopefully figure out ways I can support you in your project.
All right, man. It's been awesome to be here. And if I may just mention it on the way out, we are also running our own witness now for a few months, Steemfest. So you can check that out, and you can also check out our recent post. And look forward to meet you in Krakow.
Yeah, did you know that the Minnow support, we have a witness application process, and it's now like a 700 megavest vote? Are you aware of that?
Nope, but now I am.
Now you are. So yeah, for all the folks that are here, you know, we want to support the people. You're in the Peace, Abundance, and Liberty Network, which is home to the Minnow Support Project. And our goals are to spread a peace, abundance, and liberty, to grow the Steem ecosystem, and to train and retain new members on the platform. And anybody that's doing that, we want to support, especially if they're witnesses. So if you scroll back within the last month on the page, there's a witness application, which just basically is stating what are you going to do to help witnesses and help meet that mission statement. And for the people that are able to do that, we want to support them. And you know, it's not quite the mega whale vote yet, because it's not quite one pentavest, but I think the vote's up to like 700 megavests. So it counts. It'll help. It can move you a couple spots. So you know, I would encourage you in particular to go check that out.
All right, will do.
All right, so that was Steem Press, and that was Frederica and his witness. Let's see, we got about 40 minutes left here. I think we're doing okay on time. I'm a little bit nervous that I'm about to get fake newsed by either Cryptoctopus, or I'm going to get fake newsed by Kernicki. So I'm wondering if either of those folks are here. Cryptoctopus, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So
if you hear the French accent, that's the real Cryptoctopus.
Are there fake Cryptoctopuses out there?
I don't know. I thought that's what you talked about, to be fake news.
Oh, well, fake news is just sort of an expression for people that are here and lurking, or like they're in the channel, or you see their icon, but they're not actually at their computer or listening. So that's what.
Oh no! I stayed glued to my computer listening to all those really fascinating projects. I'm a diehard Steem fan, and I was excited to especially hear from Federica and all those others that I'd never heard about before. So
yeah, we got cool shit that's going on. All right, so Kernicki, you're up next, just so you know, and then I guess we're gonna do Surpassing Google. And that'll leave a little bit of time for Dream Steem, and maybe there's one or two others. If you guys want to come on air, we're running out of time here, but you guys can please hop into the MSP-Waves waiting room, which is just below the live on air chat. Hop in there with Menno, get sound checked, and anybody that's been sound checked and has a project, I'm going to try to give at least 5 minutes to. All right, so Cryptoctopus, let's talk. Where do you have a website that I should be going to? Where should I be looking right now?
Right now we have tokenbb.io, but it's not online yet. We are still waiting. I'm still working on the presentation for whenever we go open. But for now, there is no website to go to.
Okay.
But later on, tokenbb.io, or I could unlock it if you want. If you want some information as you interview, if you want.
Yeah, just give me a website that I can go to that I can have here. I don't necessarily have to navigate the whole thing just yet, but at least have a placeholder name for people to go. If you can unlock it, then we'll just sit on the website for a couple minutes.
Tokenbb.io. I've just unlocked it for you.
All right. Hey, that looks pretty. All right. So what is tokenbb.io? What is this thing?
Oh, this idea came quite a while ago. There was this chain BB that was created by Jesta, who then was was not brought to fruition. And since then, I was just waiting for someone to create a message board tool, so that message boards are huge for every game out there. For every niche, there is a place where people can go and talk and comment and exchange idea. And whenever a thread starts becoming engaged, well, it stays at the top until the message is no longer good. But sometimes conversation can go for months, and that's the kind of UI that I was really looking forward to. So basically, Token BB that we want for normies, if they want to start a forum, to have exactly the same process as they would for WordPress.com. So when you go to WordPress.com, you can start your free blog. It's hosted under WordPress at first, and if you want to bring it to own it on your own domain, then you pay a little bit of money for hosting and for mapping the domain, and then it's on your domain. So that's the idea. We want to create places where people can create communities on their own website. That is silent.
Do you have a sense of how big that is? How big is the market for building communities on websites? I mean, in some ways, I think of forums being like this thing from the early internet, and at other times, I'm like, holy crap, I can't believe how big this forum is. So I don't fully understand it. Is this a big thing? Is it a niche thing? Is it big in certain areas and teeny tiny in others? Like, how do you see a market for this?
Well, I'm in web development. So, for example, every support, a lot of support for technology companies are on forums. Every game you can think of has a forum conversation there for people to ask questions, and it's really big. Like you have beer forum, you have, for every niche there's a forum. And there's so much content created on those forums that it creates a lot of traffic for those people. So whenever someone has even a website, could it be about health or fitness? Well, it website to the next level. They need to build a community on their website, because there's only so much you can do just sending new content. But if you can have user-generated content on your website, not only you foster community, but you also generate traffic through search engine optimization. So I've looked, and it's I was just looking at one of our competitor has over 22 million forums, and that's just one company. I
mean, that counts. 22 million is a real number.
Yeah, and it's not 22 million websites. It's 22 million times, hundred thousands, tens of thousands of users. I was just going back to Diablo 2. This week I was feeling a little nostalgic, so I was like, oh, let's just play a little bit of Diablo 2. And yeah, I had to go on a forum to get some information. So it feels really old, but that's the idea of Token BB, is that, okay, we want to take this medium that's there for so long, yet and have a way even for people to migrate from their existing forum to this new way where they can incentivize participation, and they can even have monetized through arbitrary reward. So they can have a monetization box for their forum, because that's one of the challenge that forum owners have, is that they have to use advertising, and it's not quite the most profitable or most fun way for monetizing a forum. But with Steem and arbitrary rewards, that's a great way to go. And I'm thinking, for example, well, the first version, as you know, of Token BB will be on Steem Monster. And
oh yeah, I heard about that.
And for Steem Monster, for people right now, the content is generated on Steemit, but it's quite difficult to navigate to see what's going on under which category. Like, the visual is difficult to aggregate the content in categories that make sense through a Steemit.com interface. But all of this would make much more sense under a forum interface, where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go into the merchant corner and see the post of people selling cards, buying cards, and that's where I'm going to hang out. And only see that content, not getting other stuff that's not related to Steam Monster, for example. So it allows people to stay on the website, so they can go buy cards or exchange or do all sorts of things, while all the same time steammonster.com benefiting from the traffic coming from the search engine.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to have this. You know, just I know that, like, from my League of Legends days, I would troll forums and figure out, you know, what am I doing wrong? How do I fix this? I can imagine everybody trying to have that discussion about how do I build a better team, and what are some strategies, and what counters this and that. And like in our Discord community, that lingers almost as long as it does in the Steam community, where somebody posts and then it's immediately buried. And then having some way to sort of like tailor all this, organize it, make it searchable, and have it really live in this space, and have the users be able to input into like what do they want to see, what articles are the most read, and just like all your standard forum stuff, but have it be tied to Steam and the Steam ecosystem. And then, you know, for me particularly, to have it focused on that Steam Monsters bit, that would be beautiful. And we're really excited to get that up and running. And also, I'm going to keep pitching this to everybody is, check out Keychain if you guys haven't already, because the idea that we can all just interface with one another's programs, all using just the one, kind of like your one universal key to get into all of these. Integration isn't that bad, and it should unlock, it should make it easier so that every user that you get helps me, and every user that I get helps you.
Yeah, Keychain is great. The only question I have is how much of a is for someone who, you know, like the idea of having a Chrome extension, going to download, going through the process of a Chrome extension, barrier for even the normies, right? Like thinking about my, you know, sister-in-law who's like, what's a Chrome extension, right? Like that's the only little thing, but I guess I should look a little bit more into how I haven't installed it yet. So
well, yeah, you gotta see how like universal MetaMask is. You know, the first time that I tried MetaMask, I'm like, who the shit would go through all this? And then you're like, oh, this actually makes things easier. And that one isn't all that pretty, and it's kind of it's a little bit rough. When you when you get your little keys in the top right, and you can like mess around with this, and we move it into other browsers and things, it's just going to make what ends up happening is, like, if you have more than one account, because you have a business account and you have a personal account, and now you can transfer funds very easily using either of them, will make it so you can witness vote, power up, power down. But like the main thing is that, you know, there's always a security risk when we want to go to a different website and put our keys in there. And the biggest problem is that the new users, the normies, don't know the difference between a private posting key and a private master key. And so they're going to be putting in their master key, and at some point they're going to get phished because somebody's going to put in tokenbd.com or tokenbd.io instead of tokenbb.io. Somebody's not going to notice, and then they're going to get phished. You know, if we can keep it so that, you know, you get your keychain extension, you have your keys locked in an encrypted way, you can then navigate all these websites, and you're not using your master password everywhere. I think that's going to be a big deal for folks. But again, I don't want to make the Steam keychain. I'm actually really excited about the TokenBB project, because it's going to go give a like a really good permanent interface for me to go view content that matters to me as a user about the topics, the games, the movies, the whatever it is that I'm interested in. This thing is going to create much more of a permanent record than, say, Discord or Steemit does. I know it's permanent on the blockchain, but that doesn't mean I can find this shit.
Yeah, one of the special feature that's going to be part of TokenBB, actually that's not there anywhere else, is actual moderation tools. And I know some people are like, well, it's going to cry censorship and free speech and all those things, but it's kind of the reality that you have to deal with whenever you have to manage a forum where you would have people spam or misbehave or do, you have a Discord and you still have to moderate to make sure that no bad people come and make the place toxic. So BB will offer for the forum owners and moderators a way to ban certain people from posting. Well, they won't stop people from posting on Steam. It's just that their content won't display anymore on your forum. And you can unban for sure if it was a misunderstanding. But also changing categories. If someone posts under the wrong categories, being able to move it to a different place. And so that only the content that's posted through the forum will show up. So these are like different things that are not quite available right now through HiveMind and community features, but we implement them directly in the UI so that whenever HiveMind is ready, we can have it on the blockchain too.
Well, that's awesome. All right, so give me the last thing I need to know. So you need to hit me as a user. What's the biggest benefit to me as a user? And if I'm trying to create a community, what's the biggest reason I should put this thing on my web page? So hit me with those two things. What's the biggest benefit to the end user, and what's the biggest benefit to the content hoster?
All right. Well, I'll start with the community owner. If you want the content that's generated about your topic, your game, your project to drive traffic from the search engine back to you, you definitely want to have a forum. If you want to keep people's attention around your product or service, you need a forum on your website rather than having this external link constantly to go to Steemit. Foster a community and grow it on your own domain, and that's what TokenBB is for allowing you to expand, and for people, the goal is that people won't even know that it's on the blockchain necessarily. It will be as easy as possible for them to just jump on board and just be part of your community. Also, if you have an already existing forum and community, we're developing tools so that down in the future you'll be able to literally just migrate your forum. All the content that was created before will be archived and available there through the interface on your website graphic, but now the new posts, people will be able to participate, upvote, and upvote the threads and participate as little disruption as possible. For the user, well, TokenBB is primarily for forum owners. It's really there for people to build community. It's a community building tool. So for the user, just keep using a forum like you would, but this time everybody who actually operates under the TokenBB software rewarded for participating in forums about games, about certain technology, crypto project. Rather than spending your time on forums that don't pay you for your engagement, now you can. So that's the primary benefit for the user.
Rock on. All right. Well, Cryptoctopus, thanks so much for telling us about TokenBB. Stoked to have you here. Stoked to be the first user and the sort of like, let's go show some examples using Steem monsters. I'm looking forward to having you as a business partner. Thank you for coming here. I'm excited for this project, and it's another one.
We'll see you at Steemfest.
Yeah, I'll be up at Steemfest. That'll be fun. All right. That was Cryptoctopus. Let's go move over to Kernicki. Kernicki, are you there? Did I mute you? I have not muted you. I'm awesome. All right, Kernicki.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are things?
Good. How are you doing? It is very great to actually meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Can you give me a website that I should go put up there?
Yes. Could you please go to Steem Bounties, steem-bounty.com.
So what is steembounty.com? Why would I log in here? What does this thing do? What is this website?
Yeah. So let me give a little bit of a background of who I am or why we started this whole thing. So I've been a user on Steem since I think after it launched in 2016, and so I've always been excited about Steem. Things I wanted to do is just be a more active member of the community and build things for Steem. So me and a good friend of mine, we started a witness, and basically with the mission to increase the usability for users on Steem and value for the investors or the holders of Steem power, right? So one of the big problems I think we have at Steem is the wealth distribution that we have. So we have like 300 kind of dolphins, right? And we have maybe 10,000 users that have a little bit of Steem. And so even if we were to get a million new users joining Steem, that kind of distribution of everything at the top is hard to break. And the problem is that if you don't have Steem power, your usability as a user kind of suffers a little bit. One of the things that we wanted to build is a way to create an economy that runs on top of Steem, of how much Steem power you have. So I wanted to create a way to reward users or to create an incentive layer existing thing that Steem already gives us, right? If you're like a minnow on Steemit, or you go on Steem, it's going to be hard for you to get rewards until you make yourself known and start to meet some guys that have some Steem power. So here what we have, we created a bounty project where you can now basically put a bounty on a Steem post, and then anybody can answer the bounty. And we just wanted to make it really easy to earn those bounties. So just like you can use a voting bot, you can use Steem Bounty to send a bounty onto any one of your posts. And then we will basically, first of all, display all the bounties on this website, on the Steem Bounty website, and also make it so that the payout works automatically. So as a creator of a bounty, you can upvote the comments in your posts, and depending on what percentage you give to the comments, that is how we distribute the bounty, basically. So on this website, if you click, for instance, on the top right, there's like numbers of how many bounties we have paid. If you click on one of those, or if you click on that, find bounties that have been paid out, and you can see when a bounty is created, there's a comment that is created that much bounty there is, so that people on Steemit also see that there is a bounty on the post. And then we also write who earned how much of the bounty after the post is being paid out.
Okay, so what is the benefit that I get as somebody who posts a bounty? What am I hoping to get users to do in that process? And I'm running out of time, so we maybe have 2 more minutes here.
Okay, so I just wanted to give you as a user a quick tool to have a bounty and have your users know that you actually put up the bounty, right? And then also just the paying out of the bounty works automatically. So you don't have to manually manage the whole process of paying out the bounty. It just works by you upvoting the comments of your bounty. So think about if you ask a question, you can ask a question, people can answer your question, you can basically upvote the answers that you like best, and then the bounty will be distributed automatically. And so you will, for instance, if you want somebody to answer your question, but you don't have Steem power, so nobody cares about you, well, maybe if you put up a bounty, they will care about you because you give that financial incentive.
Can I?
And the other benefit is, of course, also that we have the website where bounty hunters can see all the bounties, and then you may get visibility. Up a bounty, you'll appear on this website.
If I vote more than 100%, what happens to the bounty on the comments?
So it gets distributed. It gets distributed accordingly, right? If you upvote 3 guys at 100%, each only gets 33% of the bounty.
Cool. Okay. What's the last thing that you want to make sure that anybody listening to this walks away from? What's the heart? Yeah. What's the benefit?
Well,
what do I need?
We have, if you click on this lightning symbol, we have a couple of other things that we're doing. So we just launched Steem Forever and just allowed you to upvote a post forever. So if you post that you want to upvote, but it's past the 7 days. If you open it in the Steem Bounty UI, basically just replacing the Steemit with Steem-Bounty, you can upvote these posts, and we hope that we can make it so that live forever, and authors then will create better content that has a longer shelf life. Yeah, so we're constantly waiting on creating value, yeah, just check us out. Channel in case you have any sort of question.
Rock on.
We would love your witness vote.
Yeah, so and for anybody here, if you guys were running a witness, make sure that you check out the MSP or the Minnow Support Project application. It's probably a month back, but we accept applications and we upvote people, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, Kornicki, thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking about Steem Bounty. I guess I'm going to go talk to, we got 13 minutes left, so I'm going to split this between Dream Steem and Surpassing Google. So, Surpassing, are you there? Can you say hello?
I'm here.
All right. So, how are things? What would you like to talk about today?
Okay. The time is short. Thank you for having me. Basically, let me just say that I plan on creating 3 applications around Steem, and then the teardrops token around to be used amongst the 3. The first one is the old one, steamgeeks.org. And the one I'll be talking about today is ulogs.org. And the last one is macrohard. So I'll be talking of ulogs.org. That's ulogs.org. So just like remove the B from blogs and replace it with U.
Yep, I got it.
Okay. So basically, it's starting out as a fork of bz.org, but though it's in alpha stage, it's already different from what bz.org is. And basically, it's meant to be the home for ulogs, where a ulog is a kind of content that has to be created freshly per day by you without resourcing from the internet. So that's the goal. The goal is to gift to the internet instead of resourcing from it at least once a day. Underlyingly, this simple fun art will mine the human. So basically, ulogs.org is modeled to mine the human. I feel that I'll get back to the internet, but in general in the world, we don't get to do much of mining the human, like virtues of human. The curriculums of the world are are not dynamic, I would say. Same curriculums in schools and guarding the internet have existed in forever and have only or mostly been recycled. So we tend to forget mining the human or, attempting out of the boxness, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm trying to rush this because the time is short. This applies also to the internet. The internet, for the most part, have been recycled. There have been blogs. Blogs have to reference, in most cases, have to reference existing material and then, modify it, which is great. But I want to try to infuse more of human into the internet, as well as stare humans around the world to use a fun art to mine themselves. When you have to create content every day without resourcing from the internet and content constituting you, unknown to you, you will be you'll be you'll be attaining real growth as a human. I feel that it's possible to reshape the internet or create a new one by this very simple fun art. The reason for the name ulog is to, stare the question, what is a ulog? The blogs and vlogs are, familiar concepts around the world. So there's the trigger for asking what is a ulog when you come across it. And there's evidence of this even on Steem. When ulog started as a tag on hashtag ulog, after 4 months, 5,197 people have used the tag, and it emanated around 45,000 posts and 179,000 comments. And most of this promotion has been organic. That is, people have come across someone with the title ulog and then asked the question, what is a ulog, as different from a blog or a vlog? So there's a strategy there behind the name. We also wanted to gain all the traffic from the search engines in case someone makes the error of typing ulog instead of vlog or ulog instead of blog. We don't want Google to have to say, did you mean blog or did you mean vlog? Because there's now a resource for ulog. Basically, the underlying aim is to surpass Google, to allow everyone come into the game of creating content. Doesn't matter if you have secular knowledge or not. We want to remove all barriers to entry for content creation. Even on Steem, that has been an issue. And apart from content creation as being a bit of hard, people have faced issues with like Steem cleaners, Cheetah. We wanted to solve that as well, so where steaming can be as difficult as 1, 2, 3. You can just write about yourself. But to make it even easier, to further remove all barriers to entry and create communities where everyone becomes an owner and potential investor in the future, we created ulog subtags. So this means that we can refresh every existing tag both on Steem and in the world. So basically, like a ulog meme is different from a meme, because you have to freshly create a ulog meme per day. So a ulog meme created today must not have existed on the internet yesterday. And this time it will contain sceneries created by you from maybe pictures that you took from the day. And the sentiments as well will have been created by you. We want an internet where, I have to quote like Mino. Meno has a quote where he says, "People are greater than money." We can consider that a ulog quote. I don't know a Steve Jobs or a Bill Gates. He doesn't have real-time access to me, or I don't really know him, but I know Meno. So I want to be able to quote him instead of a Steve Jobs. A ulog GIF is where you create the video scenery out of a day, drawn from a day, and refresh it again the next day. So we're going to combine every existing community on Steem by using a ulog subtag. So like the Helpy community, we can have ulog helpy to attract, to draw true fans towards the helpy community and to allow the existing fans of helpy community to, value what helpy has done or is day by day. And they also have the opportunity of emulating helpy. This will help them become owners and, entrepreneurs in the future because they try to emulate what helpy does in creating an enterprise every day, and they start to become owners. ULOG subtags, each ULOG subtag will form ULOG communities. So we're trying to create communities before HiveMind starts. So each ULOG subtag, it can be created by ulogs.org or by anyone. Basically, you can just pick a niche-based tag and attach ULOG to it. So it will be overseen by certified ULOGers. So there's, for example, there's a ULOG subtag called ULOG-Snook Made Me Do It. The two certified ULOGers on there overseeing it is Snook and Shadows Pub. So basically, they have to grow as the style of curation is fan-based, fan-style curation. So basically, curators have to be true fans of their ULOG subtag, and they're incentivized to grow it. One possible reward is a specialized editor. The community promotes the overseers as well. So basically, the ulogs.org is built around certified ULOGers. They can have their names on the website on ULOG subtag spaces. And there is already a community bot being developed to enable this, where they will have extra power besides their own power. So they will be able to call the bot. It's only certified ULOGers and attached to specified ULOG subtags that can call the bot. And the bot will only function for content coming out from that ULOG subtag.
All right.
So we want to fix as many things or enhance as many things, not fix. Our aim is to bring about beautiful disruptions, mostly enhance what exists on Steem. So ULOGers can be private figures. Dreamsteam is a certified ULOGer. She's a private figure. So that means you can, create posts. Okay. For the most part, if your account is private, then your ULOG is bound to be private. And then curation, we want to remove all barriers to entry, be able to attract every curator so that they don't have fear. They are sure that on a particular tag, most of the content there is freshly made per day. With a large number of certified. Okay.
I gotta move on. Thank you for your time. Thank you for telling us about ULOGs, and we look forward to seeing how this project progresses.
Okay. I'm sorry for rushing.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank
you. Have a great day. Bye. All right, we only have a couple minutes left here, so Dreamsteam, you've been waiting extremely patiently. Everybody, you've been listening to MSP-Waves Radio. We have Dreamsteam as our sort of last person with just a couple minutes here for a project that's just getting started. The Jack Dub and Making Stuff are going to be coming on with the Meadows and Makers show very shortly. We got Spunky Monkey that we want to talk about. Dreamsteam, what is this?
Okay, so it is a treasure hunt that is fueled by kids' reality and rewarded by Steem. So as a mom, I remembered kind of that overwhelmed look of terror / confusion on my kid's face when I asked them, what did you want to be when you grow up? And I don't think as a society, we're doing like a really good job of preparing them. So this is just my attempt at helping to prepare them in a fun way. So we give the kids 5 paths to excel in, and as they live real life out, they're investing their future through health, through talents and hobbies, through a heart of service, through concern for their environment, and interest in their future career.
Is this a website? Is this a where would I go to view this? Is it currently just the blog, or does this live online?
It is currently being built online. Right now I'm doing it manually, which is a little bit crazy, but it's a small alpha test that we're doing, so I'm able to do it. But we do own the site spunkymonkey.com, but it's still being built right now. But as they post their monkey business journals, it's really a cool opportunity for the Spunky Monkey community to support one another, and we get to support them through upvotes. And you can see there, Paula G's daughter is, she was our first Spunky Monkey, and she was super excited. So the end game of this is really, I think, the most exciting thing for me, because it's going to be an 8-month treasure hunt where we eventually choose 25 finalists from the top 100 semifinalists, and they will be invited to a full-blown 3-day amazing Spunky Monkey Gala where we showcase them, what they've learned in the year. Think science fair meets expo meets, awesome banquet, tons of fun, tons of shining the spotlight on them, making them feel like stars. And then one will be named the Spunky Monkey of the Year. And then next year we do it all over again.
Rock on. All right, the show actually just officially ended. It is already the Meadows and Makers show. You have been listening to msp-waves radio. I am your host, Aggroed, currently witness for on the Steem blockchain. This is msp-waves. This was Dapps of Steem, and it's been our pleasure to go tell you about all the pretty awesome projects that are up and running, and so excited to learn more about them. Thanks for your time, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Aggroed out.